And there we go. Hello everyone. Welcome back to some good old SnowRunner. Nice to be here. And today should be finishing the region. That's the plan anyway. We'll see just how well that actually works out as we go along. But we have made incredible progress in the last couple of streams. And yeah, we've pretty much got just this map to finish up. We've got a couple of contracts here to finish and a few tasks. And as far as I'm aware, unless I've missed something incredibly obvious, that should be it. Yeah. Crazy. Hey, Bart! Nice to see you, my friend. Nice to see you. Yeah, so we're going to start with some logging. Because you all know that I love me some logging. Yeah, yeah, I really love the logging. But that's what we're here for today. So we've got some logs to deliver. Just some short logs, two lots of short logs, and then we've got another mission that requires some long logs. So I'm going to mark, they're going up here. So I'm going to mark this spot here on the map. Just so that I know exactly where the entrance is. That route up looks, well, maybe a little bit bumpy in the middle, maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, let's we'll make a start and we'll see just how well this goes. Because the day is approacheth. Morning is breaking here. I want to make use of daylight whilst we have it. So yeah, as you can see, I brought the forester over here. I grabbed the little trailer that we had. Hey babe, nice to see you in chat. Grabbed the little trailer that we had from next to the rail depot and just came up here and loaded some logs basically. Nothing out of the ordinary there, just so that we could make a good start to the day. Yeah, so something else that's happened since last stream, guys. Saber has released a couple of expansions, little paid DLCs. One being a new truck that they teased a few weeks ago. I knew that as soon as I did my tier list, they would suddenly decide that that was the perfect opportunity to release a new truck. So yeah, my tier lists are out of date already because there's one missing now. I haven't bought the DLC yet. Well, tell a lie, I haven't bought the truck DLC yet. I have bought the tyre DLC because I thought that was more interesting and it was cheaper. Yeah, the truck, it's the Kenworth 990, I think it is. That's what it's called. Kenworth 990, W990, is it? Like that. I'm sure one of you will correct me if I've mistaken it there. But yeah, doesn't strike me as interesting. It's nice to have another Kenworth in the game, don't get me wrong, but it really does not look interesting. In fact, it looks basically like a carbon clone of the Pacific 512, which, as you all know, I do not rate as a very good truck. I do not like the 512, mainly because it has no all-wheel drive, just like the 990 does. Doesn't in this case. And in addition to that, well, they both just have all diff lock. They're both pretty much identical in size. And from the videos and the testing that I've seen being done on it, they pretty much perform exactly the same. They both have special tyres to try and mitigate not having all-wheel drive, but I'd rather have all-wheel drive, you know? I honestly think that yes, tyres do make a difference, but I think all-wheel drive is a bigger decider. So yeah, I'm not enthused by the new Kenworth. I do not know. I will probably pick it up at some point just to give it a go in my own time and try it out, but I don't think it's going to be a very good addition to the fleet, shall we say. It's just another truck that kind of performs in some situations, but most of the time just doesn't. Yeah, I mean, we'll just have to see how it goes. But yeah, from what I've seen, it literally just looks like a Pacific 512 that is slightly better in some situations and slightly worse in others. So it's basically the same truck. And you can get the 512 for free if you go to the Wisconsin region. So I don't see what that's going to bring to the game. But who am I to judge? It may work out fantastic. Small update. Yeah, I think that was to. I'm not quite sure what that update did, Bart, to be absolutely certain. I haven't looked at patch notes, but it's certainly not changed anything major. Guessing it might have been. Well, actually, thinking on it, what it was probably an update to the base game to allow for the new tyres, because that's the second DLC pack that's come out recently. The new tyre pack, the Jacka. I can't remember how to pronounce it now. But yeah, I think it was probably an update to update the existing trucks to allow for some of those tyres. So some trucks in the garage have received new tyres from this new DLC pack. Again, though, not quite sure how much of an impact the new tyres are going to have on the game. Some of the tyres do look interesting. Some trucks are getting double mud tyres, which are that's awesome. But the trucks that are getting it aren't really very used trucks. So it's kind of like, will these tyres make people want to use them more? I'm not sure. Certainly, I don't think any of the trucks that I use. I don't think any of the trucks that I use on a regular basis will get any benefit from tyres. But I think some trucks will definitely get some updates. There are certainly a few trucks that have that people are very interested in, that have received new tyres from this pack. And I think some of the tyres are definitely very interesting. Obviously, a lot of it's still in testing. A lot of it is still unknown. So we won't really know for sure for a little while yet. Just how much of an impact this tyre pack is going to have on the game. But I think it does introduce some interesting options, some interesting variations. But yeah, a lot of the trucks, I would say probably the Azovs don't really gain anything from this. Neither do the Morons. I don't think they really gain anything from this pack. A few of the Outliners could have interesting options. I know the Twin Steer gets some new tyres from this pack, so that could be an interesting one to look at. And then some of the smaller Scouts get new tyres as well, which could also be interesting. amazingly, the Tatra, no, not the Tatra, the Tatarin gets new tyres, which is very interesting because the Tatarin's tyres are fantastic apart from everything apart from, you know, ice, but it doesn't get chains in this pack, sadly. that would have been awesome if the Tatarin had got chain tyres in this pack. That would have been very good, but sadly not. Right, one lot of logs delivered anyway, so let's just back this guy up, load the second lot on, and get this mission sorted. Go. Right. Go. Cross slightly. But yeah, we'll have to. I mean, like I said, if we finish today, this will probably be the last SnowRunner for a little while. But you know, at some point down the line, we'll probably have to have a little look at the new tyre packs just to kind of see what we can expect from it. Maybe if we finish in good time, we'll have a look at some of the trucks in our garage and some of the potential options that it gives us. That might be a fun way to just end off today if we finish ahead of schedule. It does depend on how cooperative these logs are going to be. So far, things seem to be okay. No. Oh, no, that's not worked. There, and then down. No, that's not worked at all. Or there, right. So drain and pack. Marvelous. Oh, oh, camera's doing 360s on us now. Right. First logging job done. Now, you probably saw this guy set up here last time. I was thinking of doing this mission during the last stream, but I decided to leave it until today. I wonder if that's always been the case. Do you notice here how the long log trailer attaches to like the back end of the bottom of the subframe almost, like the upper frame there sticks out behind it, which is really weird. I've not noticed a truck that does that with the Bandit there, but hey, never mind. Right. Let's get these logs delivered, and then that's all of the logs done for this region, just period. We won't have any problems. The only logging crane we've got on this map at the moment is the Forester, and I'd rather not have to bring it halfway across the map to deal with issues. See how it goes. Yeah. Actually, speaking of this truck, this is a truck that did not get, I don't think at least, options from new tyre pack. Or at least if it did, the tyres aren't any better than what it has, and I think that's a missed opportunity, because the one thing this truck really needed was kind of like, you know, some extra stability options. And I think getting some new tyres would have helped it, but never mind, I guess. Yeah, what it really needs is new dual tyres, you know, like double tyres. That's what it needs, this thing, to keep it stable, because that's the whole reason we use these balloon tyres on it, is to give it an extra bit of width. Everything else about this little thing is brilliant. Yeah, stability is an issue. One of these days, my words will come out in the correct order. Right. Go. Yeah, the tyre pack is interesting, though. It definitely is interesting. It adds a lot of new tyres, and some of them are definitely good. I think there's one particular mud tyre that seems to be really nice. I think it's the MSH4. I think it's the MSH4, or is it the MHS4? You know, those always get flipped in my mind. I can never remember which way around it is. But yeah, it's the 4 variety of them, whichever way round the letters are. They look really good. I think they have like a 3.2 mud rating and are quite chunky tyres. They are wide tyres, you know, wider than anything else that we've got available. So those could be a nice option to try out at some time on some trucks. Yeah, there's definitely a lot more variety when it comes to tyres now. Not that all the varieties are good. Some of them are just not good. But hey, we've already got a lot of tyres in this game that are not good. That's kind of just par for the course, really. So far. Funnily enough, you know what does get new tyres in this tyre pack? The cat from the Yukon region, which I find hilarious because, well, nobody uses that truck anyway. You use it for the missions with the 2 big trailers on Yukon, and then you pretty much never use it again. I've seen some people say that it works well as a fuel carrier truck, but I prefer using the Cat 745 for that. Because it's more kind of liable. Not this entrance, the next one. Yeah, but it's got some new tyres, or some new tyre choices, but none of them are better than the standard Cat tyres. It's like, it offers tyres, you know, please make them better than the base game, the base set, you know. That just seems silly. Unless of course, you're playing ultra hard mode and you're putting worse tyres on trucks because, you know, you want to make it more difficult for yourself or something. I don't know. Either way, it's a strange one. Come on. Come on, Bandit. You can manage this. Actually, let me just put this there. Stop trying to change gear. That's better. Much better. Just kind of trundling along. That being said, I am actually glad that the new tyre pack isn't just a bunch of OP tyres, because that would be like adding content behind a paywall. You know, like adding the best options behind a paywall probably wouldn't have been the best move. So I'm glad that none of the tyres are too OP. I just hope some of them work out to be usable for some trucks. Otherwise, there's not much point in it. That would be a shame. That's a bit unsteady, uneven there. Right. Okay, that's better. Perfect. Right. Ooh, low pressure mud tyres for the Rivali. That's an interesting one. Interesting. Yeah, like I said, guys, I've not actually explored the whole options available for this particular tyre pack, so there may be some gems in there that I haven't noticed. Yeah, we'll just have to see. Right, just park this guy up here. Flick back to the other map. I have prepared the Voron. We're actually going to be using the Voron quite a bit today. I've got several jobs lined up for this thing to do. I'm actually kind of interested to check out some of these tyre options. So I have had obviously a little look through them, but I do hope we have a little bit of time at the end of today's stream to go through some. I think that would be an interesting thing to take a peek at. Just to kind of see. I've even found, or at least I have noticed that the technical details spreadsheet that I use has been updated with the new tyres, so I can flick over to that as well and share some extra details about some of these tyres with you. Yeah, there are a lot of hidden details. Alright. But, yeah. We'll check that out later on near the end of the stream, providing we have time. Yep. Get out of here. Lousy barriers. Boom. Out of my way. Go. Lovely. Banzai. Not bad, that red. Not bad at all. Right, so it's just, yeah, straight up here to the left. Fantastic. Sorted. This bridge really does confuse me. It's like, why? Why is there this bridge available to fix? Does not make any sense. It's not even like I use this road on a regular basis at all. Hey ho, what you gonna do? Go. Up. And there, Grad. Let's go. Fantastic. What about this bit? Just there to trip you up at the last possible second. Right. Planks. Perfect. Thank you very much. Spin this around. Put the bandit behind us. Head on down the hill. Oh, we've got some flickering textures there. Right. Okay, bandit, let's go. We'll just be dumping this at the bottom of the hill. This is just to save a bit of time for me when I bring all of my vehicles back to the garage later on. But you know, with Phase 11 coming to a close, I do wonder when we're going to get any information about Phase 12. But I don't even think... It's not on the test server at the moment, and I don't even think we've got like a predicted release date for it yet either. There, perfect. Right. Next thing is the contest that's left. Get ourselves up to the corner of the map now. For us some gold. Gold is only one cargo slot, isn't it? Yeah. Gold crate. Memory serves me correctly, anyway. This trailer here, just as a splash and dash. Yes, we do. Lovely. But yes, we are heading up this road to here, and then up to there. Doing. Stuff. Right. Yeah. Well, one. Perfect. Get out of here, barrier. But still a bit slippy. Say, I wish it it was more feasible to use like all-terrain and highway tires on trucks, like after you've unlocked the ability to put mud tires on things, because once you get to some areas like this one, for example, like you have to have mud tires on, because the mud is so bad that if you have anything other than mud tires, you really do struggle. But then you've got to deal with like roads being super slippy. Check this before. I'm sure I've got this job. Which job is this? Oh, that's Thor's hammer. Right, okay. Okay, maybe that's one of the scan... Well, no, it wouldn't be one of the scanning locations, would it? No. I do not know. Let's just get up the hill and get this context sorted. Ooh. Some thick snow. Yeah, Bart, new tyres for the Tatterin. I do wonder if any of those will be any good. I know the Tatterin's tyres are especially good. You know, so unless the new tyres that it gets access to are phenomenal, I do wonder whether it's going to be a pointless thing, you know? Right, now then, here's the contest. Where exactly are these gold things going to spawn? Are they going to spawn right here, next to the tunnel maybe? Want to be facing this way, that way? I don't know. So 5 minutes. Just have a look here. Hey, Deckerson, hello. Long time no see. Indeed, indeed. How you been? Just gearing up for a contest here. Oh, we've only got one of these to deliver, okay. Figured it'd probably be over here, but get this winched on as quick as possible. Yeah, right. Store crane, pack cargo, and reverse. Post haste. I'm glad I chose the Voron for this. It is very suited to this kind of mud. I just hope it's not too fragile. Enraging the Cherokee through a moor. Nice! How is the Cherokee, by the way? Because, you mean the, is that the Apache DLC truck? Because, yeah, I've tested it out, but it just seemed like maybe a Yar without the trailer support, you know? That's kind of where it's sat for me in terms of its usability, but yeah, definitely, you know, it did disappoint in terms of its terrain conquering ability. So far, so good. Right, there we go. That's a bit of a corner. Ooh. Oh, it didn't feel that tight when I came up that way. Oh my lord, that's steeper than I was remembering it, that's for sure. This 5 minutes, as long as we're not too crazy over some of these parts. Go. Ah, marvellous. Right. Okay. 3 minutes. Oh, just less than 3 minutes. We're off the mountain. Now we've just got to get to the train station. A couple of spots along the way here could potentially be problematic. One is this crossing here. One was the bit we just did there where I had to slow down. Right. So far, no damage at all. I am utterly amazed, to be fair. Thought at least we'd be taking some chip damage from the suspension here going down the road at this kind of rate, but so far, so good. That looks like it's on the other side. So. Yep, right here. Perfect. No problem at all. Look at that. Time to spare. Ah. Boron, you are a beautiful thing. Mwah. Love you. Mastodon. Yes. Yeah. The Mastodon. Yeah. If you have the Mastodon before you do a moor, definitely would work amazingly well. That's a definite. Mastodon's a great vehicle. If you don't have the King. I think the King is still probably just slightly better. There's not much in it, but I think the King is slightly better. Yeah. For a moor, they both work an absolute treat. Even touch you, signs. Just went to pieces on me there. Let's get this metal beam loaded up. Up we go. Round. And beautiful. Almost perfect, actually. Store crane, pack cargo. And let's just turn that engine off for a moment. Right. Now, this is going up to here. Now, what would be the best way up here? There's not really a good way. Maybe up this way would probably be best. I've not been up that way, but it's a shorter route than going all the way around there, I think. Oh, you talking about the burlac? Yes. So, the burlac. I have thoughts about the burlac. The burlac is a great vehicle, but it's a great vehicle only for certain things. I would not take it on any kind of rocky terrain at all. I really wouldn't. there is nothing stable about the Burlak. Yeah, its ability to conquer terrain is fantastic. You know, and its tires are probably the best in the game, without question. It's the only tires in the game that have studs on them, so it's the only mud tire that can actually function on ice, which is a new feature. But yeah, its ability to fall over is slightly problematic. It's kind of the opposite of the Tatarin. But the Tatarin's very wide but very short. Burlak is very tall but very thin. So, you know, it's kind of the worst combination of things in that respect. And yeah, and when you do fall over, the winch points on it are not that great for getting you back on your wheels again. They're too low down. They don't act as a kind of pivot. But for kind of flat, muddy ground, Burlak is just amazing. And its ability to hook scout and regular trailers is phenomenal. That is really cool. I hope we see more trucks in the future with that ability, you know. Ah, you like the Neon Falcon, or the Neo Falcon. Interesting. You know, actually, Decker, I will say, when I did a little bit of testing on the Neo, I was suitably impressed. Looking at its base stats, I didn't think I would be, because its power to weight is atrocious. It's got like a really bad power to weight ratio, but it is incredibly light and it's incredibly small. And unlike the say the Chevy or the Scout 800 particularly, it stays on its wheels, you know. If I hadn't found a new love in the Wrangler, the Jeep Wrangler, then I would probably be using the Neo as a kind of small scout, definitely. But I think the Jeep Wrangler still tops it for me in terms of the small scouts. It's just the Wrangler is just far too good for its own good, you know. You put the crawler suspension on it, only with the crawler suspension. With the regular suspension, it is just the same as any other small scout. But with the crawler suspension, it's utterly fantastic. But yeah, the Neo is actually no slouch. I think, as you say there, Decker, it's a very good little vehicle, which is surprising, because we've got so many small scouts in this game. And I looked at it coming up in the DLC, and I was like, ah, another small scout. Do we really need another small scout? We've got so many already. But no, it actually makes a case for its existence, which is nice. It does actually have some good potential behind it. Yeah, I think I ranked it as a B on my tier lists, but you know, maybe with some further testing, it might even push itself up to an A. I don't think it's quite an S rank scout by any means, but it's certainly a decent vehicle. Okay? This is not a road game. How dare you label this as a road? What on earth? Oh, one tree just decided to fall over. That bit. We're nearly there, actually. Just got these hairpin turns here to negotiate, and then, well, they're not really hairpins, you know, they pretty much swing all the way back on themselves, so they're kind of but, you know, get through these and we should be there. Good. Infested swamp. Go, lovely stuff. Okay, just around this corner. Nice. Yeah. Here. It's me. Ooh, wow, okay. That's very deep. It's me. Progressing forwards. That's good. Right. Almost there. Come on now. There we go. Beautiful. Oh no, is the drop off on the other side? Oh, yeah, of course. Just to make it awkward. Oh, I'm not going to get through there. Okay. I didn't think that would happen, but okay. I've got to cross this swamp here. Get off to the drop off. Usually it allows you to drop off from either side, but not this time apparently. It's got to be the far side, of course it has. Just to make things awkward. Go. Sit. Round. One of those, please. Ah, marvellous. Ah, right. What have we got left? Nothing there. Nothing there. Water delivery. We've got to do that. Okay. We've got to visit the Western Lake only, which is the one over here. And we've got Thor's hammer. So, not that one. That one there. We have to switch over to these two machines now. Ooh. I have the dairy, and I have the Azov 6 for a change. We're going to go sort ourselves out some missions. Turn that on just so that I can start making some slightly quicker progress. That's better. Speed hasn't improved much, but it's improved enough. This should allow us to finish off the remaining missions. Providing there's no other thing. Actually, is there anything else that we missed? Let me just have a look here. Am I going to suddenly get Lake Paradise? We've got that one. Thor's hammer. Nothing there. And contracts should just be the one. severe dehydration, contests, done. Yeah, that's it. So this is the last 3 things we've got to do. Aha! Stuff. Well, yeah, we are definitely making good time today, guys. I think we're definitely going to have time to have a look at those tyres later on. Before we finish up the stream, that's for sure. Even with this slow pace because of the Azov 6. Come on, boy, let's go. Once we get through the gateway, we should speed a little bit. I think we're just the Azov 6 is always a bit of a slow one, but I haven't used it in ages, and I figured it'd be a good one doing seismic vibration with, so that's why we have it today. Plan. Yeah, I was worried this water delivery was going to take us forever, because coming from Ontario, get out of here, barriers. Coming from Ontario, where it was like, hey, deliver 6,000 water here and 8,000 water here and all that kind of stuff, I instantly saw extra zeros on the end of these water values. But yeah, 1 tank of water is more than sufficient to do both of these drop-offs, which is great. Wow! Decker, that is quite the save file. Nuzlocking. So do you mean like if you run out of money or anything like that, you start the file again? Because that's pretty hardcore, I will say. You know, that is definitely hardcore. You have my word I'm looking for. No, it's completely gone. Admiration? Amazement? No, those are not the right words. Something along those lines. That's a very nice file that you've got there. That would actually be a really nice way of making the game harder, but not like crazy hard. Like only using trucks, like not like imagining store does not exist, basically. What you're doing there, just using trucks and stuff that you find in the wild, and that's it. You can actually get quite a few trucks in the wild. Like, there's a Voron AE on this map, just hanging out for you to find. Putting your scouts around. What wouldn't you get if you did that? Wouldn't get the Azov 6, you wouldn't get the Azov 7, there's none of those on any maps. You wouldn't get the Azov 5 either, so you would be without the Azovs. You'd obviously be without any of the DLC trucks, so you wouldn't get Wrangler or anything like that. I don't think there's a Voron Grad on any of the maps. I know that you can find a Voron AE, like I said, on this map, and I think there's a Voron D on another map. You'd obviously get the King, eventually. There's plenty of, like, Fleet Stars, White Western Stars, the heavy truck trucks, there's plenty of them around. Highway trucks, obviously, you find, or some of them you find. For Scouts, you get the Scout 800, you get a couple of Chevys, you get a couple of Tatarans. That's a nice bonus. What other Scouts do you find? You get the Tuz, the little Tuz. Yeah, you actually have access to quite a few trucks, but you certainly don't get a vast majority of them, you know? Huh. That would be an interesting one to do. Definitely. Definitely be an interesting one to do. Right. Yeah. Right. Okay, let's check out. Actually, let's put this on the track so we know where we're going for it. So we have to come through here, down here, and then over to the water tower. And then we've got one drop off here, so we can actually carry on down this little road here, over to here, over to the main road, down here, up, drop off. We've got some more fuel there as well, actually, that's good. And then we're coming back to the main road. And then we're going all the way round to here. And we're coming off over here. And so we'll go down here first. Let me just see exactly where the Western Lake one is. So it's just there. Okay, and then we're coming back along the road up here. Yep, up to here, and then into there. Okay, so that is our route with the Derry. And then we'll finish up with the seismic vibration, I guess. Let's do this. Wrong gear that I'm in there. Well, was I in low plus all the way here? Is that why we were so slow? I honestly wouldn't put it past me to forget that I was in low plus. That seems totally like something. Oh, it was. That would be why I was so slow. You know, you'd think by now I'd be more observant to these kind of things, but yeah, apparently not. No, apparently I'm just as blind as I always have been and probably will be. Forever. Oh dear. You know, I like to think of myself as a good SnowRunner player, but I think I just consistently prove that I'm an idiot. More so than more often than not, I just categorically prove that I am a complete banana. I'll blame the wine. That's what it is. Blame the wine, you know. Wait, where's this water tank? Right. Okay. Right. Side. Never mind. That'll do. More water than we need there, but hey ho. so be it. Right. Don't mind me, generator. I'm just going to that little bit of fuel out of you there. Not much, but every little bit counts. Okay. Let's go. Do. Actually quite a nice little road here. It's more of a road than some of the actual roads, I would say. Right. So guys, I know not every one of my viewers is from the American regions, but I know some of you are. So to you, I say, hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. Had our celebration yesterday. I know I'm not American, but my girl Natalie is. So is our friend Robin. Every year we do a Thanksgiving meal here in the house. Invite everybody over and make copious amounts of food, most of which is in the fridge as leftovers. Because we always make too much. Yeah, we had quite a few people here yesterday for the celebration. Just a good excuse to get people together and eat food, play games, and chat and socialise, really. Absolutely fantastic. Really enjoyable. There we go. That's it. Over the hump. Boom. Stuff. Yeah, we had a really fun time. We've still got people at the house actually at the moment. A couple of people staying over until tomorrow, just until their train ride home. Perfect. Right. That's a cliff face. Can't burst through a cliff face. Doesn't work. Right. Like I should take this with me. So we're going to be kind of evacuating this area in the very near future. There we go. Drag that back to base at some point. Use it as some extra fuel. Just to refuel some vehicles before I put them back in the garage. I always like to make sure that as many of my vehicles as possible are repaired and refueled, ready for next time, you know. The repairing sometimes gets left behind. Depends on if I want to spend money on a repair trailer or not half the time. But oh, wow. Okay, wow. That's certainly taking the scenic route. Yeah, certainly refueling them. That's very important. So we'll have this fuel. We'll take it back, or I will at some point in the future. Don't know if we'll get onto that today. We might. Have to see how it goes. I know there's another fuel tanker on this map as well, actually. So maybe I'll drag that fuel tanker back to this fuel tanker and fill it. Either way, let's dump it here for the time being. Here we go. And we'll carry on round to this next spot. Do-do-do. Yep, that's a better view. Slightly more wide there. Oh man, yeah, we're going to finish very early. Wow. Like, I would not be surprised if we have these 3 tasks finished in maybe half an hour. Crikey. Another region 100%ed. Yeah. Quite mad, actually. Quite mad. And just think that most of it I have streamed process, you know? I mean, there's a few little bits of, you know, prep work. Just, you know, fetching a couple of things here, reorganising where a truck is. Odd little bits and bats like that I've done kind of off screen. Everything else that I've done on this save file has been streamed. That is actually kind of insane when you think about it. I wonder how many hours that is. Like what? What's one of my... What's an average length for one of my streams? Maybe 2.5 hours? And this is episode 170? Is it 180? Either way, that's a lot. That's a lot. What's everyone's favourite region? Deckerson, that is a good question. I have really enjoyed this region, I will say. Is it my favourite? I don't know if I would say this is my favourite region. I mean, it's certainly a good one, but yeah, it's my favourite. Probably not my favourite. I did really enjoy Maine. Maine was a good region. Alaska for you, Bart, huh? Alaska was fun, you know? For being a base game region, Alaska was a lot of fun. Our first encounter with snow and ice, you know, largely using pretty basic trucks for the most part. You know, I mean, some of you may have skipped to Alaska to Tamia to grab the Taiga or an Azov or something like that, but if not, then you were tackling Alaska with, you know, Fleet Star and the Western Star. Alaska was a good region, and it was a big region, you know? 4 maps. You don't often get that now. You don't often get 4 map regions unless it's like a season finale. Yeah, Alaska was definitely a good one. That's definitely on the top 5 list, if nothing else, you know? What else have we got? Nice, that's another one done. So yeah, what did we have? We had Michigan, we had Alaska, we had Tamir. Yukon was a good region. Yukon was definitely a good region. Hard, you know? I mean, even after tackling the Kola Peninsula, Yukon was a hard region. A lot of mud, a lot of water. Yeah, and as you say, a lot of insane missions. There was a lot of hauling on that map. Massive contracts. Needed ridiculous amounts of materials. Transporting them all up to that gold mine as well. That was a very good region, sure. Or is your least favourite? Yeah. I would be willing to bet that most people would put Amur quite low on their list of regions in terms of enjoyment. I think some of it was rather fun. There were some missions on that map that were definitely very fun. But I think on the whole, I mean, the first map has its difficulties. The, what's it called? Urska River? Something like that. That was a tough map in itself, but then you got to, like, the Northern Aegis, and it was just like, ha, 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 okay. Yes, this is what pain feels like, you know? Yeah. Zimnegorsk. No, not Zimnegorsk. What was it? That was Tamir Zimnegorsk. What was the final map of Amur called? That was fun. That was a fun map. I liked that one. Right. Boom. Thank you very much. That's done. That should be all of our contracts finished. Good stuff. Right. No, not that one. That one. There we go. Right. Okay. So. We're all quite close to each other. Northern Tunnel. Northwestern Cliffs. Cliffs at the turning. Wait, are we talking up here, maybe? I mean, this is where the task is, but... Huh. Let's see, does... Oh, crikey, that was the fuel tanker. Are we... Oh, yeah, they're all falling. Okay. Are they all in this corner of the map, then? That's very unusual if they are. Oh, crikey, lost a tyre. Okay. It's not what I wanted to start with. Broken tyre already. Crikey. I suppose I did go over those rather fast, though, didn't I? So, yeah, it's to be expected. Those are definitely all going down. So, Turning is the closest. Just take this road off here and see where it leads me then. Let's just try going this way. Still going down. Up. Definitely got the bleep starting. 12, 600, 74, 70. Wow, that's dropping like crazy. One, 29, 27. Right on top of it. Oh, wait. We've gone past it. There's a turning here, so maybe... this way or so? Oh, there we go. Oh, wait, no. There's a cliff there. Just over to the just right here, perhaps? Why can't I scan? There we go. Marvellous. Just have to have the right orientation? I don't know. Right. They're both still falling, slowly but surely, so we're obviously going in the right direction. The bleeps. Bleeps round 2. Northern Tunnel. I bet that's up where we picked up that gold pack, actually. It's wanting a tunnel. Over. 7 meters of dropping. Meters and dropping. Yeah, this is definitely this tunnel. Sure. How far in is the question. Right in here. Aha. Oh. Wait, no. There we are. Fantastic. Northwestern cliffs. Northwest again. Maybe over here somewhere? Maybe literally where the task is. I wonder if that'd be funny. Right on top of the task. That would be hilarious, actually. It's definitely this way. this way nicely. Yeah. Something. One. 40, 39. Oh, 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 we're going up. So it's not all the way down there, so it's actually somewhere over here. 34. Okay. These cliffs here, perhaps? Here. Nope, nope, that's too far. So even more off the road. Yep, just here. Come on now. There we are. One last scan. And with that, we are 100%. Oh, man alive. We're back to everything being 100%, guys. That is crazy. That is actually crazy. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Right. 928 missions so far. 928 missions. $160 watchtowers, 122 upgrades, 28 vehicles. Crikey. What on earth is that? Wow, we have nearly travelled 5 million. What is that? Miles? Kilometres? It doesn't actually give me a unit. And earned nearly 6 million money. That's pretty crazy, actually. That is pretty crazy. Yeah. That is actually pretty mad. Ha ha ha. Oh, Decker, do not believe for a moment that I have not had my moments where I thought that I was going to quit. Because there have been some missions and there have been some situations where I have nearly lost it. Honestly, there really have been. Yeah. Utterly mad. You know? But what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to take a look at some of these tyres. Put some vehicles in here already. Some of them are not in this region, though. But actually, one vehicle I did want to have a look at was this guy. Here's the new Jet tyres. Does this guy get access to? Oh, wow. Okay, it actually gets access to quite a few. Ah, right. One's 55 and one is 63. So yeah, so currently I'm using the MHS tyres. Let me just grab my spreadsheet here, guys. All right, just to, so I can, you know, give you some numbers for this. There we go. Right. So yeah, the MHS tires. Yeah, MSH1 tires. Average firmness, 0.65 width. Very average rating of 2 in both off-road and in mud. But it now gets access to the JAT MHS tyres. So are any of these MHS tyres better for it? Let's have a look here. It's not the MSHs, it's the MHSs. This is where I get so confused, guys. You know, I really get confused. It's like, I know this this set of abbreviations means something, but I can never remember what exactly it is that these things mean. Well, never mind. Right, let's have a look here. MHS tires. So, oh wow, okay, so these are actually better immediately. Not only do they all have pretty much, well, they all have at least a 2 rating in the mud. And some of them are only just behind on the off-roads, like 1.8, 1.9 for a couple of them. But most of them are above 2. Actually, what's the best kind of overall one here? They're wider as well, actually. Not by much. Not by much. MHS1 tyres are 0.65 and the JAT tyres are 0.79. So yeah, they're actually a lot wider. They're all wider. That's actually really nice. That's going to give some extra stability. Best off-road rate, best mud rating is the 4 at 2.6. So yeah, if we have a look at the 4s here, these are actually the best mud rating of all of the MHS tyres. They've got the lowest off-road. As you can see, off-road is only good, but it's still not bad, you know. And I think for off-roading, you know, you don't necessarily need the best off-road rating. It's the mud rating that you really need to look at. Yeah, the MHS3s are slightly better in off-roading, but slightly worse in the mud. And these guys have the best off-road rating. And they're still better than the standard MHS tyres that you can get. So the Twin Steer has definitely won here in terms of the tyres that it can actually equip in the JAT pack. JAT pack. Ah. Yeah. Honestly, I think any of these JAT tyres are pretty good, you know? Yeah, JAT tyres are not bad at all. I'd probably go with the 4s, you know, just because they've got the better mud rating. 2.6 is actually pretty decent. Now when you look at like the specialist tyres for, say, the 605, the Zeeks, it's got a 3. The Tatra's specific MSH tyres all have a 3 rating, so these are not far behind. That's actually really amazing. That is some good tyres for this guy, you know? Don't get any JAT chains, sadly. So you have to stick with the MHS chains if you want chains, but they're pretty good, actually. That is pretty good. What's another vehicle that we can have a look at? I wonder if the Taiga gets anything. No, we'd have to switch over to the British Columbia map for that. I wonder if the Zeeks gets anything. Does the Zeek get any? Oh, it does. Huh. Oh, they're smaller tyres. Interesting. Oh, interesting. But they're wider tyres, I think. No. No, they're not. No, the 605, these tyres have a width of 1. They don't look like they have a width of 1. These look wider. See, look, they definitely look wider. Yeah, but the MSH tyres are pretty good. See, these guys have a 3.2 mud rating, which is actually better than the standard type. These tyres only have a 3 rating, but obviously they are smaller, which reduces your ground clearance. It's quite a drop as well, like 61 to 54. That's a 7-inch difference. That's quite a big percentage jump. It's interesting that the Zeeks actually has some tyre options there. What else have we got? The Dan, I think the Dan doesn't get anything, pretty much. I don't think the Dan really gets anything to write home about, sadly. I was hoping that it might get some better options, but I don't think it really gets much. MHS 1s again. Yeah, so they've got a standard 2 rating. Oh, well, I suppose it does get the JAT MHSs. So actually, yeah, if you were to put the 4s on it, same size tyres, or same like diameter of tyre, shall we say, but a little bit wider, just a touch, not much. But yeah, certainly better mud tyres. Put those on. Give those a go at some point further down. Yeah, oh yeah, you can definitely tell. Look at those tyres. Those are definitely a lot wider. Those are going to be interesting for the Dan, for sure. What some of these other ones have? Let's just go over to the British Columbia map. And these vehicles are all stationed in Ontario, aren't they? Yukon and such like. So let's go over to the British Columbia map. And we'll just have a look at some of these other vehicles. Because I'm actually curious to see what some of these have. Right, so Scandinavia. Yeah, let's have a look at the Taiga. I mean, the balloon tyres are pretty standard on the Taigas here. They are kind of the expected TMHS tyres. Yeah, they're pretty good and they're very wide. So what does it get access to instead? It's access to the MSH tyres. Is it just the MHS? Just the MHS. So yeah, well, these are narrower tyres, but they do have, some of them do have a slightly better mud rating. So these ones, for example, do have a better mud rating. But of course, they're thinner tyres. So I think the Tayga's still going to probably be best with the balloon tyres. If you don't mind the kind of, you know, floaty aspect of those tyres, I think. But you definitely have some different options here, which is very nice. Yeah, definitely have some interesting options there for the Tayga. But like I said, I don't think any of them really outperform the balloon tyres. Got the MHS2s at the moment, which are pretty good. 2.4 mud rating, 0.85 width. These are pretty good tyres. And again, it only gets access to the MHSs. So, yeah, I don't think the Step's going to benefit from this either. Actually, the Pike isn't going to really benefit from those ones. What does the Kenny get? Yeah, what does the Kenny get? Again, just the MSH. Has MHS and it gets the JAT MSH. 0.2. These are probably the best ones. How do they compare? MSH, where are we? 3.2, 3.2. So yeah, they're kind of comparable. They're kind of comparable, actually. Although the JAT tyres are slightly wider. Yeah, they're a little bit wider, so maybe... Yeah, I think the Kenny probably comes slightly ahead in its tyre choices, because these new JAT tyres are slightly wider than what it has access to here. So, we can see if we go back, that's how they look standard tyres. If we would have put on the JAT 2s. Oh yeah, those are wider. There's definitely a visual difference there. So yeah, it's got a little bit more stability there. That actually might make it perform a little bit better. Wider tyre, more grip area, more kind of area for the engine's power to kind of act upon. So it might actually get some extra grip there. That's like the interesting thing to see is going to be just how well some of these tyres perform. You know. JAT MSHs for the Tataran as well. How do they compare to its standard tyres? I'm going to change my spreadsheet over here because those are... does this cover all of them? Let me see here. For Scouts, here we go. So the Scout tyres are slightly different. Not by much, but they are slightly different. Yeah, the Tataran's tyres have an 8 rating for mud. So even these new MSH tyres are not going to compare with that at all. Because the best MSH tyre for the JAT is a 3.2. So yeah, I think I do not think the Tataran is going to be affected by this tyre choice at all. Nope. No, I think the Tatarin is going to be bypassed there. It's interesting that it's got those tyres, but it's definitely not going to... This is another truck I use a lot of the time, so let's have a look here. What have we got? Jat MSHs, interesting. So we have... So the deep MSH tyres that we've got here, I'm not actually... Am I running the best tyres on this thing at the moment? I don't think I am, you know. DMHS tyres. We have a 2 rating across the board for all 3 of them. Huh. That is not good. MHS ones have a 2 rating. MSH. Those are the tyres that I want to be running on this thing. They have a 3 rating. Yeah. So what? Unless, of course, the Jats work out to be better, because they are wider. Yeah, 7.8 to... Ooh, very marginally. Actually, the width difference there between the MSH ones and the MSH Jat tyres is only 0.01. Wow. So yeah, I think these tyres are still probably the best. These are probably the best. Why am I not running them? Let's put them on. There we go. Can SnowRunner be completed with only 1 truck? Probably. Maybe. You would need a truck that was able to do high and low saddle work, seismic vibration, all 3 kinds of logs. You know, actually, come to think of it, the only truck that comes to mind that fills all of those criteria would be the Azov 7. Because I know it can do all of those things. So the answer to your question is yes, you probably can complete SnowRunner with only 1 truck. But it'd probably have to be the Azov 7. Unless there's another truck that I'm missing. I suppose you could try it with the Kenny. The big Kenny. Because I know it can do all 3 types of logs, but I don't think it can do seismic vibration. No, I don't think it can. Is there another type of truck that can do everything other than the 7? You know? I don't think there is. I honestly do not think there is. Any other trucks that I want to have a look at here, maybe? Ooh, the P12's interesting. Ooh, actually, Bart, that is a good point. Yeah, you do have the Yukon Stone delivery trailers. Yeah, you would have to use that to do those missions. And as you say, yeah, there's some races that are quite narrow. The one on the Northern Aegis springs to mind. Only a small scout can fit through the gap, as I found out to my detriment several times over. Yeah. Let's take a look at one final truck. Let's have a look at the P12 here, just to see what it gets here. So again, it gets the MSHs. So actually, that's a big improvement over these things. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, and they actually sit out a lot further. Look at that. Like, look how much further out those stick So if you were to stick these on it, wow, that's actually quite impressive. That could make the P12 really good. That really could make the P12 good. Crikey. Yeah. I suppose, like, you could do a Nuzlocke Decker where you choose one truck to do everything apart from very specific missions where you have to use a different truck. You know, and you'd have to make an exception for certain missions. But yeah, otherwise, you probably could complete, what, maybe 90% of SnowRunner? Something like that. With just one truck. Yeah. Yank the trailer with a winch still counts as delivered. I suppose so. Yeah. I suppose that still counts. You'd struggle. Those trailers are very bulky and heavy and not easy to tow with a winch, but yeah, you could do that. You could very well do that. I dread to think how long it would take you to complete the game using only one truck, though. That does seem to be a kind of masochist Nuzlocke, if you ask me. But it would be entertaining. Yeah, a lot of backing and toing and froing, though. Unless you allowed yourself to have a fleet of only one truck. Right. Guys, I don't want to spend like the next hour going through these tyres. We've had a look at a couple of interesting ones. There's definitely some winners, and there's definitely some trucks that just aren't going to be affected by this. But I think kind of anything in the kind of mid-range, like we saw there, the P12 looks like it's going to have a boost with these tyres. The Dan looks like it's going to have a boost. But like, I think the current kind of S-rank trucks, like the Zeeks, the Mastodon, the Tatarin, as we saw, like the trucks that are really good already, I don't think they're going to get any better with this jetpack. But I think there are definitely some trucks that will benefit greatly from it. It's going to take some time. I think it's going to take a bit of testing and stuff like that to work out what's best in most circumstances. But yeah, I think it's a decent pack. What is it? Like £3? Something like that. It's not bad. It's not bad for some extra tyres. I don't think it's going to be groundbreaking by any means, but certainly not a bad pickup. You know, certainly better than the new Kenny 990. I would not recommend that at all, from what I've seen. I haven't tried it. I can't say for certain. So, you know, don't believe me. Go and look at the reviews of it and the testing that's been done already. I've looked at it. I don't think it's going to be particularly good. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. But hey, who knows? Maybe someone will find a good use of it in certain situations and with certain configurations. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I think I'm gonna close down the stream a bit earlier today, guys. Seems as though we finished up here. The main thing I wanted to do was to finish this region today, which I've done. Which does leave us with a question. What's going to happen now? Because we are done with SnowRunner on hard mode, at least until Phase 12 comes out. Like I was saying earlier, we do not currently have a release date for that, and it's not even on the test server yet. So, yeah, it may be a while, but I have a plan. I have a cunning plan, as always. There's another game that I've been wanting to try out for a while now. Hey, no problem, Decker. See you later. You're suggesting co-op. Ah, dear. I've tried it. It's not good. But, yes, where was I now? Oh, yes, my idea. Another game that I've been wanting to try out. Still on the trucking theme. I did mention it a couple of streams ago, and that is Euro Truck Sim. I have tried the intro, like the little tutorial intro quest at the beginning. So next week, we're going to set out on a new trucking adventure in Euro Truck Sim, and we're going to see just how well I do at that game, because that game is less arcade mud running and more realistic cargo hauling. So I'm going to have to put myself into a much different kind of mindset, because I know in that game, like, the cargo can actually get damaged and such. So, you know, and you can turn on, like, things like getting fines for going through red lights and such like. So it's much more realistic, instead of the slightly more arcadey style of SnowRunner. So we'll see just how well that goes for me. But yeah, that's going to be next week, next Sunday, 3 PM usual time. And on Thursday, we're going to be diving back into our root farm on Farming Sim. So do join me for that as usual. So for the time being, guys, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much, Bart. I do appreciate it. It's a lot of work to get these 100%. It's not easy sometimes, but, you know, we've done it. It's all good. And as always, guys, take care, stay safe, and I shall see you next time. Bye for now, everyone.